Okay, so this one's going to be looking at some of the implementation of the cost analysis, and I'm just going to go through some of the sort of high level design. So what we have basically we have an e-commerce operation. So if I just put this down here as some of the elements, so we've got a shopping cart, we're going to have a catalogue, and we also, within this, we're going to have user interactions, and we're going to have some kind of bounce rates. So let's just put in some of these things. So we've got a catalogue, and we've got over here a shopping cart, and down here we're going to have some sort of user interaction. So just say visitor, and then here we've got some sort of bounce rate, so that the bounce rates are when people go in and they don't buy anything. So if we what we want to do is feed back this information. We want to consider a situation where the user is actually entering the website, and when the user enters the website, they can then go on and visit more pages, they can leave the website, or they can purchase, let's say. So these are some of the options. So they're going to buy here, they're going to visit more here, and they're going to leave here, and then this is the user, and then here we have the actual website itself. So I'll just say site. So the user comes in, and we measure these statistics. They buy something, the cart, they visit more, they leave the but there is in fact another one which I'll put in here, which is the dreaded cart, which is then abandoned. So this is actually a very common problem. 60% of carts never go through to the buy transaction. So really there is a connection. We need that connection there. What we want to do is obviously minimize the abandonment, maximize the buying, and minimize the leaving. And this is all linked into the conversion rates, which is really what drives all this. Conversion rates are only 1 to 4%. 1 to 4%. So what we want to do then, we spoke earlier, we've got our business intelligence system, which is going to be over here, and there's got to be this interaction. So this information will be recorded, and then it will be sent over to some kind of, I'm going to use the term database. It's actually this is a very specific term. Obviously it doesn't have to be a database, it can be any form of data storage, it can be a filing system, it can be many different forms of storage here, but we're not at the moment concerned with that in this example. So we're basically just saying that this whole collection of information is going to be communicated over to the database, and this information then is linked into my business intelligence system, which then further links back to my e-commerce system here. This is my business intelligence. The business intelligence, as the other screen explained, is already linked into market and cost analysis here. So this is a decision making engine. This is not a decision making engine. This is only recording what's happening. So if 20 users come in and 19 leave, one goes on to visit more, buying rate was there. This is just recorded information that's fed back, and then this will actually link in through its own connections to market analysis, and then that is fed back into the e-commerce section, because visitor and bounce rates and carts are all recorded, but the catalogue will have the pricing fixed in, and then this will be variable. So this is my e-commerce. So I've got e-commerce here, and here I've got some sort of on-site statistics, and these things can then be external. So this database here can be external to the website. So we actually will have another layer above this here, which is basically saying that this whole section here is my selling website, this is my business intelligence engine, and then this is my database. So these can be three separate. Yeah, I mean, years ago people might have talked about servers. We don't really say that anymore, so it's really they're virtual machines, they're clouds, so we don't really, not thinking in those terms, we're thinking in terms of a separate entity. So we've got my e-commerce operation generating statistics, recording those statistics, fed back into business intelligence, that then feeds through, and then critically is updating the catalogue pricing, which in turn impacts all of this and optimizes profits. And then the other video goes into how this business intelligence is then linked in to my market here. Markets. So that's a very high level overview about how that's working, and that fits in with the other videos.